This is True Crime Tradies. Listener discretion is advised. Pussies.
Hey guys, welcome back to True Crime Tradies. I'm Chris, and as always, this is JB, our partner in crime. How you going, mate?
I'm very good, mate. How are you going?
Yeah, good. Nice to be finished for the day, which is good. Actually, finished for the week. We finished the job early, which was nice.
Yeah, very nice. We usually have a bit of a competition to see what time we're going to finish at the end of the day. And today, you weren't as bullish as me. I said 3:30. You said 4 o'clock, and we were out of there by 3. So I won today's battle.
Yeah, in the car by 3 too. That was a win.
That was
awesome.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so I'm really happy you suggested this doco today. It was awesome watch. I had a couple of points during it. It was goosebumps.
Yes, I had that in my notes as well. Goosebumps.
But before we sink our teeth into it, both wanted to say thanks to everyone for the support and the feedback we've received over the last couple of weeks. It's honestly been so overwhelming. It's been really good. So if you guys do like the show, please drop us a review on Spotify and recommend us to your friends, because that does really help a lot.
It helps heaps, and it really has been overwhelming, almost too much. I mean, stop liking us so much. It's embarrassing.
I want more. Give it to me.
Give it to me. You're just an attention whore.
Yeah, that's right. But
I'm definitely not.
No negative feedback, because I got thin skin and all crime.
And we've got teenagers, so if we're going to get any negative feedback, that's definitely going to come from them.
Yeah, we would have copped it already, I reckon. So yeah, with that being said, did you want to let us know what we're watching today?
Yeah, I'm excited about this one, and I'm fully invested. I am in my LA Dodgers hat. I'm in my LA Dodgers t-shirt, and I'm drinking beer. So I'm all into this episode. If you have watched it, you know it's all about, well, not all about, but it's based around a baseball game and the LA Dodgers. So yeah, this episode is about a documentary called Long Shot. It was released in 2017, and it's on Netflix, so it is still available. So right after you've listened to this, I'd highly recommend you go watch it. But we're going to do what we always do and start with the preview.
Ground ball up the middle.
I love baseball. I can't say that enough. Every time I'm there, I soak it all in. But I wasn't supposed to be at that game. It was like any other day, but as soon as I opened the door, I was completely surrounded, like SWAT style. My daughter, she looks up and she says, "Dad."
I told him, I'm gonna get you out of here. I asked him, do you remember where you were?
I was at the Dodgers game.
I gotta find the holy grail of Juan's defense. I need to place my client at Dodger Stadium on that night. Juan remembered they may have been filming something there that day.
That episode was that I picked up a hooker in the carpool lane and took her to Dodger Stadium.
We were in for an enormous fight. The prosecutor they assigned to the case had never lost. She liked to pick off people with the death penalty. I looked at tape after tape.
We shot in 2 sections in Dodger Stadium.
There's 56,000 people at this game. How could you possibly be on camera?
I wasn't supposed to be at that game, and that would play in my head over and over.
I looked for eyewitnesses and the tickets. I could not afford to miss anything.
The kids wanted to know when I was coming home, and I didn't have an answer.
See, I've already got goosebumps just listening to the preview. I don't know about you, but just I know what's coming. The listeners that don't know the story don't know what's coming. I'm a bit jealous because I want them to have that feeling again. Although, to be honest, I have that feeling just about every time. I've seen this documentary maybe 5 times now, and I'm not ashamed to say that I've teared up every single time. And I'll highlight the points of when I've teared up or when I've gotten goosebumps throughout. And if you don't, you're a monster. I don't know. It's okay to admit it.
It is a really touching one, this one. This is one of those ones where people aren't afraid to admit it, especially watching for the first time. And there's a point in it where we get a little bit of guest appearance. And
we do. Yeah, and one of our favorite people
Yeah, for sure. I love watching people's reaction when they first see this person pop up on the screen. They're like, what the hell is this guy doing in it?
What the
And he's
fuck? This isn't a
such a
comedy.
pivotal part of the story as well. He wasn't even
Yes.
thrown in just to get ratings or attention for the doco. He is
That's right.
actual pivotal. So he's awesome. I love it. You can't wait for that part.
Yeah, no spoilers, right? So we're going to kick it off straight away. We meet Juan Catalán. I'm not even going to really attempt to pronounce these surnames correctly. I know you did quite a good job last week.
Not really. That was terrible.
Better than I would have done. But I'm going to have one crack at it and one crack only, and then I'm just going to stick to first names, okay? So he's talking about his upbringing. He was born in 1978. Normal, household, nice parents, normal upbringing. He has a brother, Mario, who he really looks up to. I know we had a Luigi last week. We're not taking the piss. We had Luigi last week and Mario this week. I know. Just bear with us, all right? So growing up, he's living in LA and he's hanging around the wrong crowd. He's starting to break into cars and he's really just looking up to his brother and just doing the things his older brother does with his mates. And it gets to the point where they're breaking into cars and he's basically the getaway driver.
They used to break into the cars and I would be the driver. That was the first time I ever got arrested. I definitely wanted to make that trip my last trip ever to jail.
We're at 12th of August 2003, and he states that he's having problems with his girlfriend, Alma? So how do you pronounce her name?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Alma? And he does a bit of a booty call. It's like a midnight call. They're having issues, and they're not living with each other at the moment. It's like, hey, Alma, come over? And she's like, no, it's midnight. And if it's anything like us, we're in bed by 8 p.m. We're not going anywhere. So she actually caves because apparently he's very persistent. He's got a bit of swagger about him, Juan.
Yeah.
It was maybe midnight. And he asked me, what are you doing? I said, trying to go to sleep.
She didn't want to. But, I'm a very persistent guy.
He thinks he's suave as, but she's just done it just to shut him up. Like, fine, come over. Just shut the fuck up, mate.
Whatever. So she ends up going over, and that night he remembers vividly having this weird dream about aliens. I know we're getting into fucking aliens again, but he has this dream about aliens and being taken away, and it was really profound, and particularly why, with the reasons coming up now, what happens to him next. And the next morning, he's driving to work with Alma. And it's about 7:30 in the morning. He gets to the car park. His dad's already in the shop. And they notice a truck. And next thing they know, they are surrounded by 100 cops. He's got guns pointed at him. He's getting ripped out of the car and he's on the ground at gunpoint. And he has no idea what's going on. And this point of the documentary, he is really emotional. He talks about seeing his dad. His dad pokes his head out the shop door and sees one on the ground. And he cannot get the words out.
No, he can't even get 2 words out. He's so raw and just emotional, and it's just the camera's right up in his face, and you can really feel it. This is the first point of the documentary when you go, oh god, this is so raw and emotional, and you start getting the goosebumps at this point.
I was completely surrounded within 30 seconds. They walked up to me, threw me on the floor, face down on the asphalt. My dad opens the door, and I remember he poked his head out the door. And I just remember looking at my dad, and he's like, he looked at me, and I go, Dad, look. I go, Dad, look. I said, Dad.
I get probably the most emotional when other people get emotional, and he gets emotional quite a lot in this, not particularly through the interview, but more so old school footage of him. But he's on the ground. He doesn't know why he's been arrested. We're straight into an interrogation. That's where we find out exactly why he has been arrested here. And he finds out that he has been arrested for murder. We've got these 2 detectives, Juan Rodriguez and Martin Pina. And don't freak out, okay? I know 2 episodes we had Bob and Bob. Now we've got Juan and Juan, all right?
But, I guess they put him, the detective, in there because it takes Juan to know Juan.
Oh my god! All right,
I'll take off. Actually, I'll just see you later.
I see your dad joke, and I raise you with another because I was thinking, God, if there's a Jose, there's 2 Jose's in this episode, we're going to end up with a Jose and a Jose B.
It must be pretty confusing in that interrogation room, really. It's like, You see, I won, but I'm not the one.
I actually vowed I wasn't going to make any accents, but I'm glad you're going to take that wrong for me because I've got no
terrible
chance.
accents is my jam.
You can do as much as you like. So anyway, we're in the interrogation with these two douchebags detectives. You actually don't hear about them much throughout the documentary, but you do learn how shit they are at their jobs, basically.
Yeah,
They're just two scumbags.
Their role that they play in that you find out at the end.
Oh, horrific. Their role in this is so much more than you actually know.
Yeah.
So anyway, as I mentioned, we learned that Juan has been arrested for the murder of a 16-year-old female named Martha Puebla. One time.
Just lean into it. It's fine.
I'm Detective Rodriguez from Car Detective Pinner. Okay?
Now, what's going on? What I want to know.
We're hoping that you're going to talk to us. Is that what you're willing to do? You're willing to talk to us about what's going on?
What's going on?
Next, one of the detectives showed up to the house.
You state your full name for the record, sir. Juan Rodriguez.
He says, well, he's like, he was arrested. I said, I get that. Why was he arrested? He's like, because the murder of Martha Puebla. And I said, excuse me?
Okay, so we learn more about Martha here, and she's a 16-year-old female, and the way that she ties in with Juan is that Juan's brother Mario was on trial for murder, and there was a preliminary hearing that Juan and Alma attended to support his brother, and Martha was actually a witness for the prosecution in this case.
One thing I remember very clearly is Martha Puebla was a witness.
They wanted her to point out the shooter in court, but she never said anything. She goes, I didn't see anything. And I never thought anything of it. I took it as we're watching someone testify.
So Juan finds out that he's tied to this Martha, but he's thinking this, look, I had nothing to do with this. You've got the wrong guy.
You guys are going to take away my life for this fucking bullshit? What bullshit is this? You killed somebody. Wait a minute. Those are very strong words right there. I did not kill nobody. I would never kill nobody. And I never do anything to hurt anybody. Convince us otherwise.
His cousin tells him about this kick-ass lawyer that he knows about, and its name is Todd Melnick, and this guy's the hero of the story. He was an ex-Hard Copy. I don't know if you ever saw the show Hard Copy. I think it was more of an American show.
Yeah, the name rings a bell, but I don't remember seeing any episodes.
And he was an investigative reporter, but he's also a lawyer. So he contacted him, and Todd has no clue what the case is about.
When I first met Juan, I was in a criminal defense practice, as I had been for probably 10 years. Naturally, I asked him about the facts of the case. I got this story that I wasn't expecting.
He does a bit of digging to find out what the evidence is, what the cops have.
Detective Pinner, what time did the 911 call go out with respect to this murder on May 12th?
22:43. That's 10:43 p.m.
I didn't even know what the evidence was. I didn't know how many witnesses they claimed they had. I didn't know anything.
The evidence that Todd finds out that the police have, all they have is a sketch. It's a description, and they had a photo lineup with Juan's picture circled.
They showed me the sketch and said that was me.
Male Hispanic, black hair, very short. 5'7" to 5'11", 19 to 25 years old, stocky build, medium mustache, with slight hair below his lip. I've never had nothing under my lip. Well, what's under there right now? Well, I haven't shaved. Okay, so that you didn't shave this day either. So why wouldn't I shave my mustache then? I don't know, because you think you're cool. Because you think there were no witnesses. But there were witnesses.
Now, for me, Juan looks like every Hispanic man I've ever seen. It would be, I mean, I don't want to sound racist, but it'd be the equivalent of me picking out an Asian bloke in a lineup.
Yeah.
I'd have no chance. So
and they're terrible photos as well. They're not HD photos. They all look like they're being faxed.
Yeah, they're grainy as fuck, aren't
terrible.
they? Some are black and white, some are grainy, some have got hats on. You don't know what's going on. They've all got mustaches. And Todd isn't convinced, and he's basically saying there's no way that this guy murdered anyone. He's just too much of a sweetheart. He's got 2 kids. So he decides he's going to get a bit of a chronological log of what the detectives did and how they came to find I guess, Juan being a suspect to begin with.
Please, you guys can't do this to me, dude. I swear to God, man, on my 2 daughters that I love so much, man, I did not do this. Okay? People identified you, the composite is you. You see the pictures, don't lie.
Well, did you investigate Juan Catalán in any way, shape, or form before you had him arrested on August 12th?
Yes.
What did you do?
I wanted the chronological log that the detectives are supposed to follow every time they do something on the case.
I showed his picture to the witness.
And?
Verified that he had a apparent motive.
Back to where we were before when Juan first got arrested. It was the 12th of August 2003. And the date of the murder was the 12th of May 2003. It's been a few months since the murder.
Yeah.
And Todd is asking Juan, do you remember where you were on the day of the murder? And he's like, I've got no idea. I don't remember shit like that. I can't remember what I did yesterday. And Alma goes, don't you remember it was Mother's Day? You were at a Dodgers game. And then the penny drops of Juan, and what happened was he had actually bought Dodgers tickets the day before and tried to pass them off as a Mother's Day gift, knowing full well that his mum wasn't going to go. And it sort of reminded me of like Homer buying the bowling ball for Marge in The Simpsons.
Yeah,
no, she wasn't going to bowl.
May 12th, I said, that's around Mother's Day. I'm like, you know what? Juan, you were at a Dodger game.
He had bought some tickets for his mom to go to the Dodger game, knowing full well she probably wouldn't go.
Yeah, I did. I got those tickets, trying to pull them off as a Mother's Day gift.
Todd is thinking, mate, this is my alibi. The murder took place at 10:32 p.m. Juan's at the baseball game. It was a night game. Surely it's going to be easy for me to prove his alibi. Not so much.
Gosh, if we can just prove you're at the game, get the case thrown out. Easy. Not so easy.
So Juan actually wasn't supposed to be at this game. Like I said, it was short notice. He didn't really expect to go. He had 4 tickets in total. He took his 6-year-old daughter, we never learn her name, his cousin Miguel, and his friend Ruben.
You want to do an accent so bad. I can see it.
I'm busting. So this is a part of the story where it's going to be a bit tricky for us. But if you're watching the documentary, Todd and Juan simultaneously tell sequence of events of what happened that night. You've got Todd telling the events of what happened to the victim, and you've got Juan telling what happened that night at the baseball. So we're going to do Todd first, and we're going to learn about Martha's movements. All right. So she's basically at home. She came outside to the front talking to friends. It was about 10 p.m. Now, her and her friends noticed this car driving around the block several times, just circling. Nothing dodgy about that. We're in LA. And, I mean, if it was me, I'd be running inside, hiding behind the couch. But no, they just that's a bit weird, but, nothing major. The car stops right outside her house, and she's still there with a friend, and the driver goes right up to Martha, and Martha recognizes him and says, "Hey, it's me, Martha. Do you remember me?" The shooter apparently says, "No, you don't," and shoots her right in the face.
Having just witnessed an execution-style murder, the main and only eyewitness in this case dropped his cell phone and ran as fast as he could.
They show you the crime scene photos here, and they're not shy about blurring anything away. She was sitting on the footpath, and she pretty much just fell dead from where she sat. And they show a bit of a close up of the bullet wound in her neck. And
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was quite confronting to see. Actually, I was really surprised in a documentary like this that they showed that.
And you got to remember, this is a 16-year-old. I think you forget about that, and they don't mention this in the documentary, and we always do a bit of digging of our own, and we actually found out, I'm not 100% sure if this is correct, but apparently she may have been pregnant at the time too. So that makes it even worse. But 16-year-old girl gets shot. Now, the friend, you might be wondering what happened with the friend that was with her. He shits himself, drops his mobile phone. He bolts. He's like, I'm fucking out of here. See you later. I don't know how he doesn't get shot. They must have been a terrible shot, or they just didn't even bother shooting at him. But he drops his phone.
Targeted.
That's exactly right. The cops come and find the phone, and they were able to track this guy down, and he becomes their star witness. We never actually find out who he is.
Police talk to the owner of the cell phone. He looks at tons and tons of photos and eventually gives a sketch of what he thinks the person looks like that killed Martha.
They show Juan the police sketch, and it looks very, very generic. Like, it could be thousands of people. If I told you, draw a Mexican man, this is exactly what you draw. Just minus the sombrero and maracas, probably.
The urban sombrero.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was trying to say, not so subtly earlier. That, mate, it could have been anyone. It was strikingly similar, yes, but like you said, they show you a bunch of photos of like these Hispanic males. Am I seeing the same photo of the same bloke or what?
Could be anyone's drawing.
Yeah, exactly. So now, I mean, we've done Todd's sequence of events of like what happened to poor Martha here, but now we're going to go back to Juan. He's at the baseball game. We hear that there are 27,458 people at the game.
Very specific, John.
Side note on this, when people are telling a story and they exaggerate numbers, we're going to hear some exaggerated numbers a bit later. So just wait for it.
I did pick that up, actually.
It was tied going into the 9th inning, and I'm like, we're not going nowhere. He came in, and I was like, oh, we got this. He's going to nail this 9th inning. We're going to come up and, hit the game-winning hit. Oh, man, they rocked them for like 7 runs. A 4-4 tie became an 11-4 game, and I'm like, oh, dude, it's over. Let's get out of here.
And they hit 7 runs, and Juan's like a typical, like, Dodger supporter. It's all over. I'm going home. You got to remember, he's also got his 6-year-old daughter with him, and it's getting quite late.
It's getting very late.
But being a male, he's walking out, and he can't help himself. Like, his feet lift off the ground when he sees a baseball card stand, and he starts floating over there. I need to buy this.
Like a moth to a flame.
Yeah, that's right. So now we're going to meet Deputy District Attorney. That's a mouthful, Beth Silverman. And you are going to hate Beth.
Oh, I really don't like her.
I have a love-hate relationship with these district attorneys and prosecutors. It really depends on which side you're on. But there are so many documentaries you see where you fucking hate the prosecutor.
Yeah.
They will do anything in their power to put someone in jail or put someone on death row. And it's all about ego for them, or it's all about, I guess, being elected. It's about the reputation of them. And that's all they care about. They don't care about the human. I'm going off on a tangent. I'm sorry. But anyway, District Attorney Beth Silverman, she's talking about the composite drawing being strikingly similar to one. And she's actually never lost a case. So Todd's thinking, oh, fuck, we're up against this bitch. Her nickname is Sniper. And the reason why she's called the Sniper is because she goes for the death penalty every single time. And you heard what I said. She's never lost a case in her career. Can you imagine how many people are on death row right now? And who knows how many of those guys are innocent? I'd hate to think.
Because she wants a win. Like, she reminded me of someone that was made fun of at primary school, and she's just vowed revenge on everyone since. She just seems to have a real chip on her shoulder. She's super aggressive. And as you said, like, she doesn't care about the human life. She just wants that W, She just wants that win on the board.
Yeah, and she has resting bitch face and active bitch face. You just hate her.
That's right.
So she doesn't even believe, like the producer, like whoever's interviewing asked her, like, do you even believe that Juan has an illegitimate alibi? And she's like, nah. She, even though she understands being at the baseball game, she doesn't believe it's a legitimate alibi. So she is hell-bent. Juan's the one. Juan's going to jail. Fuck Juan.
First of all, we had an eyewitness who identified him and cooperated with a composite artist within days of the homicide and came up with a composite that was strikingly similar to the defendant in appearance. She was murdered because she did testify. And the day that she testified, which was May 1st of 2003, Juan Catalán was present in the audience during his brother's preliminary hearing when this girl testified.
Do you think that Juan Catalán has any kind of a legitimate alibi at all?
No.
Todd's all in now, and he asks Alma to find the tickets. And somehow, they must be hoarders or something, because she rips the house apart and she finds the tickets from the game in an envelope. How is that possible? We get the tickets now, and I'm pretty much losing them at the game. Like 3-4 months later, she's still got them at home. So they know exactly where he was sitting. Todd ends up going above and beyond here. He contacts Sam Fernandez, the senior VP. He's his general counsel for the Dodgers, and he wants to meet him. He wants to be able to go to the stadium to see where he's sitting and experience it himself. So he takes some photos of where one was seated, and he learns that the tickets actually belong to season ticket holders, but they don't go to every game. And if they're not going to the game, they sell them off to the public. So that's what Juan had done. He had just gotten some random tickets. So they're thinking, okay, how are we going to find out? How are we going to prove that Juan was at this game? So they tracked down people that were sitting in the vicinity of Juan and his daughter and friends, and try and get someone to say, hey, do you remember seeing these people? And they talk to people in Hawaii and as far as like Chicago to try and track the people down, and no one comes to the party. No one remembers seeing them. No one's the hero. So,
of course, unless someone's wearing a clown suit next year, you're not going to remember someone 3 months ago at a stadium. You know what I mean? Like,
that's right, exactly. Yeah. I mean, you don't take any notice. He's like, what am I going to do now? And he finds out that the Dodgers have what they call Dodger Vision. And you would see this at any sporting event that you go to. There's that big screen, and they'll show a close-up of someone eating a pie or popcorn and making a fool of themselves. Yeah. That's Dodger Vision, right? And this is where the first embellishment of the crowd comes in, because Todd goes, there's 40,000 people. So we've gone from 27,000 to 40, okay?
He's now, like a fisherman.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, the fish was this big.
Yeah. Like dick sizes with blokes. So he knows where Juan was sitting. So he's watching the Dodger Vision. He's counting rows down, looking for him.
I painstakingly went through the videos, trying to find Juan among 40,000 people.
A staggering number, yes.
Since I knew where Juan was sitting, it was very easy to see the block of seats and count the rows down. Every time a right-handed batter came up to bat, I was looking for Juan or his friends in the background. I was putting everything on super slow-mo. It took me an entire day to go through a 3-hour game because I could not afford to miss anything. I was able to find Juan sitting in those seats, but the resolution wasn't high enough.
You see the photo of it and the footage, and it's definitely him. He's definitely next.
It's still better than the pictures that they showed the witness.
That's it. It was far better than that. So, yeah. But, like, you just got to think, okay, in a court of law, is this going to hold up? And obviously it wasn't.
They transferred me to Supermax, which is maximum security, with, like, the hardest criminals there. You really don't know what fear is until you hear a grown man screaming for help.
This guy's on Supermax with actual murderers, and God knows what other criminals are in there. Super dangerous for him. Like, anything could have happened. And I'm kind of dancing around the point here, but, anything could happen to this guy. I don't want to say the word, but...
I hope he was holding tight onto his soap. That's what you're trying to get at.
Yeah, but, I mean, ring punched is probably the closest thing I can think of.
Oh, God. That's super graphic. What did you say? What did he say? Something about you don't know fear until you hear a grown man cry. Was that it?
It's scream for help.
Scream for help. Oh, it's probably, you hear me scream for help on site probably at least once a week.
Oh, that's why I know fear.
Yeah. All right. Okay. First moment of the documentary where I tear up. Okay, this is the first moment. There is a scene where you see the little 6-year-old daughter getting taken to the stand, and Todd, Juan's defense lawyer, is talking to her, just asking her questions and saying, do you know what a lie is?
Did I explain to you that we have to tell the truth in court? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
If I told you that this pen was blue, would that be the truth or a lie?
A lie.
And if I told you that this microphone was white, would that be the truth or a lie?
A lie.
You're going to promise to tell us the truth from what you remember?
Yeah.
Did you go to a Dodger game with your daddy last year?
Yeah.
Did your daddy buy you anything during the game?
Yeah.
What did he buy
you? Ice cream and candy and some Dodgers cards.
Some Dodger cards?
I can't really describe to you the emotion going through Juan, through this audio here now that you're listening to. Like, he is sitting there as he's watching his daughter on the stand, and he is just bawling, and his heart is breaking. He hasn't seen his daughter. You don't know how long he's been in jail for at this stage. I don't know when the last time he would have held his daughter.
That's right. So heartbreaking to watch. This guy, as you said earlier, he's he's really sensitive. He's a soft guy. He's really caring. And it is, it's super emotional to watch him sitting there. All he wants to do is jump up there, jump the table, and give her a hug. It's really hard. The little girl, she does a really good job up there on the stand. Actually, a lot of cases I don't like it when they put young children up on the stand, but I think this one here, it was important for her to be up there to tell her side and support her dad.
And I thought it was nice. They actually had someone, like a family member, with her on the stand as well, just sort of behind her, sort of coddling her a little bit, which is nice. Exactly. And she was, very brave. She would have probably not understood the gravity of what was going on, but super cute kid.
That's right. Yeah, she was really good. She spoke really well, and considering, as you said, from the other fellow, her dad hadn't seen her hug her. She hasn't seen her hug her dad either, And she wasn't overly emotional on the stand or anything like that. So she did a really good job.
Yeah. So we're back to bitch-face Silverman here, and she's asked, why didn't Juan mention through the interrogation that he was at the game?
If Juan had the alibi of the Dodger game, why didn't he mention it when the police were interviewing him the night that he was arrested?
You'd have to ask him that.
What were you doing the night of the 12th? Well, I'm going to remember it. And hopefully that's going to clear me up, dude.
These guys are telling me that I killed some 16-year-old girl. Like, the date was irrelevant to me at that point.
He doesn't remember because an innocent person doesn't remember what happens on a random date. Like, nothing stands out. Like, a guilty person, they'll remember that day for the rest of their lives. But an innocent person, if I asked you, what did you do October 17th last year? You had no idea.
Man, look, I said that earlier. I got no idea what I did yesterday. And the thing is, with men, and they talk about this as well, Juan has a great memory when it comes to baseball games. You asked me about a football game from 10 years ago. I remember the score, who got the goals. My wife's like, oh, do you remember doing this last week? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So he has a great...
My wife's got a really annoyingly good memory. So, and I reckon she uses it to her advantage. I told you that, don't you remember? And I can't argue because she's so good. Like, her memory's so good. Like, I guess I'll just take your word for it then.
That's when she learned. She's like gaslighting you. Like, gaslight this motherfucker. So anyway, he's got this great memory, and he when he was at that Dodgers game, he remembered they were filming something there, and he's been to hundreds of Dodgers games. In all those times at Dodger Stadium, he's never seen anything being filmed before, and he remembers the security personnel were blocking the aisle.
I asked Juan some details about the game. Juan has a fantastic ability to recall games, plays, details. Because I think they may have been filming something there that day.
Been to hundreds of Dodger games and never have I seen them film anything there. And, this particular day, they were there.
All he remembered were security personnel blocking the aisle and this man walking up and down the stairs for the different takes.
Todd gets this information and he goes back to Dodger Stadium and he talks to the media relations department. So there's this woman there and she's got this big calendar and flipping through the pages, and he was saying that all the pages are blank. It's like Michael Scott's calendar. You know what I mean? It's just blank, blank, blank. And then bang, May 12th, 2003, there's a production name and a number. He's got no idea who it is. So he calls it. And you wouldn't believe it. He calls the number and he gets HBO on the phone. So this is where we meet Tim Gibbons.
I get a cold call from a guy this is Todd Melnick. I'm a lawyer, and he tells me this crazy story.
He says, well, we don't usually release any pre-production footage. You'll have to wait until it airs.
My first thought is, this guy's nuts. And secondly, there's 56,000 people at this game. How could this guy possibly be on camera?
I said, I need to find anything. I need to place my client at Dodger Stadium on that night.
In the meantime, I talked to Larry, and I'm like, Larry, there's this guy that says, his guy's in jail, and he's a lawyer, and they remember camera crews being there, and they think it's us.
And this is where the final embellishment of the numbers of the game comes in. And Tim's saying, this guy's nuts. There's 56,000 people here.
What was the actual number? It was like 20.
The original, I'll have to go back to my notes. The original number was 27,458. So Tim's just come here and doubled that. Good on him. Typical male. But Todd is persistent. We find out through Tim, he ends up contacting the creator of the show. And this is where we meet the famous Larry David.
Larry.
What's that song? What is that song?
So Larry David, he was one of the originators of Seinfeld, along with Seinfeld. So he was involved in that show right through his entirety. And then he created a show afterwards called Curb Your Enthusiasm. And Curb Your Enthusiasm is about Larry. It's really based loosely on his life. And you can really see watching that how much of the George Costanza character was based on Larry. And when you see Larry, that's all you can see. You just see George.
And that's one of our favorite shows. We're both huge Seinfeld fans, and I'm a huge Curb fan. I know you are as well.
Yeah.
And Curb's nowhere near as, I guess, well known as Seinfeld, but any like big Seinfeld fan knows all about Curb, knows all about Larry David. And Todd
definitely.
had no idea who Larry David was, what Curb Your Enthusiasm was.
I bet he was a Friends fan.
Yeah, and he, oh God, and he hears that Larry's this huge mega star.
At the time, the name Larry David didn't ring a bell to me. I had no idea that he was this mega huge Hollywood star.
He's right, of course, in referring to me as a mega huge star. That is totally accurate about it. Yeah.
Love how he's like, yeah, that's right. I'm a huge
he's right to say I'm a huge star.
So Larry's actually like, from as far as I'm aware, Larry's a pretty down-to-earth guy. And he says, you know what, you don't have to wait till it airs. Come down to the studio. You can view all the tapes. And he's like, unbelievable. So we're going to explain a little bit about what the premise of the episode was. So you get a bit of an idea of why they were there filming in the first place. And there's a little bit of Larry here for you.
Oh, you should see the traffic. The only thing moving is the carpool lane. I'll never make it. I'm just going to go home.
The episode was that I picked up a hooker in the carpool lane and took her to Dodger Stadium.
So like Larry just said, it's basically picked up a hooker to get into the carpool lanes. Larry's got tickets to the Dodgers game, right? And his friend can't go and he's stuck in traffic. And I don't know if you've ever been to LA, the traffic there is horrendous. And he's like, I want to go down the carpool lane, but I need a passenger. So he pulls up beside this sex worker, I should say, as all the other podcasters say. Not allowed to say hooker or prostitute. And this is where you meet the actress, Kim Whitley.
You want a date with Mama? Monina, I got a red snapper that'll talk to your daddy.
Get in the car.
Kim is actually a fantastic actress and she plays the part really well, but it's like they've gotten her there for the interviews just to play the same character.
Yeah.
She says that line so well and she's fantastic and she's so funny in the show.
What was it again? I've got
something about a red snapper.
I've got a red snapper that'll talk to your daddy. What does it even mean?
I don't know.
So good.
But Larry's just like, get in the car.
This episode is so good. It's so funny.
It is. So we find out that that's episode 7, season 4. Bit of extra information for you guys if you really care. So now we meet a guy called Robert Gajic? Robert. All right. And
Robert.
here's the production assistant.
I didn't have HBO, so I didn't have any exposure to the show. I was a runner. I was a PA. Go deliver this here, go pick this up, bring it back to the office sort of thing. So I had no clue what I was getting into.
He was basically the shit kicker. He's the guy that's getting the coffees, running things here, running things there.
He's happy to admit that as well.
He's like, yeah, that was me. And look, Tim is the producer of the show. He starts explaining the logistics of filming at Dodger Stadium.
I knew that we were going to have to, find a baseball stadium and fill it with thousands of extras. And of course, he wanted to do the Dodgers since it's LA. That right there was a huge uh-oh.
They decide, let's just shoot it at an actual game. We don't have to get extras or anything like that. And they shoot it really well. They shoot it in 2 sections. They create it so no one can see the cameras. And even Kim herself, she's like, I didn't see the cameras anywhere. We were just told, okay, go to these nosebleed section seats. And then the other section is sort of like down below, like really good seats.
Now, I didn't understand that. I was like, how are we going to shoot at a real game? This is crazy. I know the seats ain't way the fuck up here.
You got a problem with the seats?
You said we had good seat club seats and shit.
Now, the premise of the episode from here on in and how we tie in Juan here is that Larry's with this hooker and he's got his binoculars out and he sees his mate Marty Funkhauser in these really good seats. And there's a spare seat next to Marty.
I had to be in bad seats and then see Bob Einstein. He played Marty Funkhauser on the show.
Hey, Larry, I see you got a ticket.
Yeah, the seats really stink, though.
Can I join you?
No. Why not? You're not gonna let me sit there?
Not even for a minute.
Larry goes down there to try and sit next to Marty, and Marty's not having a bar of it. Cracks his shits, and basically he is walking up and down the aisle of where Juan had been sitting with his daughter. So Todd finds out about, okay, there's these two sections of Dodger Stadium, and he understands that Juan was sitting right near Marty Funkhauser.
So I went to the Curb Your Enthusiasm studios in Santa Monica, and I get put into an editing bay. And they had an engineer that was putting in these beta tapes one by one and playing them for me.
There's 8 tapes in total, and they're all approximately about 6 minutes per tape. And he gets to tape 6. He still hasn't seen Juan. He's starting to feel a bit down. And he gets to that particular scene with Marty Funkhauser. This is where we hear back from Robert Shitkicker. I'm going to call him Robert Shitkicker from now on because I couldn't pronounce his surname. He explains that it was just absolute chaos there.
I just remember it being chaos, to be honest with you. You've got 2 or 3 people trying to hold back thousands of people.
These are ticket holders. We can't be expected to hold people back from sitting down in their seats watching a game. Yeah. And it just so happened that mid through the game, Juan's daughter wanted ice cream or some candy.
Midway through the game, my daughter asked me for, I don't remember, ice cream or popcorn, candy, something. We went up to the concession stands and I bought her what she wanted. When I got back, there was a camera crew right on our aisle. I grabbed my daughter's hand and I tried to walk down the stairs, but I was stopped.
He is blocked from entering his aisle. And Robert Shitkicker says, look, I can't hold him too long. And he looks at Juan and says, you know what, just go through.
I probably didn't even know that we were rolling camera. And if I did, I was probably a shitty PA and let them through anyway.
This is where you hit that huge goosebump moment.
This is the moment of the documentary.
And we can't give it justice, can we? Like,
No.
You've got Larry David walking up the aisle, and we're talking about plain as day. This is really good footage. He's walking up the aisle. Then out of nowhere, you see Juan holding his daughter's hand, go into the aisle, stop, turn, because their seats are right there, and you see him. He almost brushes shoulders with Larry as Larry's coming up, and it couldn't have been more perfect.
He was at right center of screen. He was looked like one of the actors. It was just, just right time, right spot. It was so
I've
good.
seen this documentary 5 times, goosebumps every single time. It is just such a powerful moment. And this is really sweet. Actually, if you watch the documentary after you listen to us, you'll see Robert Shitkicker actually get shown the footage for the first time. He's never seen it. And they've just got a close-up of his face. That exact reaction will be your reaction when you watch it. If you've got a mirror in front, you are just going to be mouth open slightly, welling up, and just amazement.
Yeah, that's so good.
Then Todd goes and checks the other 2 tapes, and it turns out Juan's actually on 2 more of the tapes. So he's got plenty of evidence here, and they're jumping for joy.
I literally jumped out of my chair.
Literally sprung out of his chair.
And there was this gasp.
And there he was. Pretty cool.
Juan is told the news, and Juan is over the moon. It's like, I'm going to be out of here. This is awesome.
I said, Todd, what happened? And he said, dude, you're on the tape. And I was just like, I think I let the phone go.
So Todd is saying to the producers, okay, can you tell me what time these shots are from? And there's this time stamped on these tapes, and the first scene he is seen at 8:55, and the next one you see him at 9:15. Now the problem is the murder is at 10:32.
I looked at this video as being the holy grail of Juan's defense. Except the murder took place at 10:32. Crap.
What else do we need? You know, I'm on the video. The day they're saying that I killed this girl. Isn't that enough?
We hear from Bitchface Deputy District Attorney Beth Silverman again here. This is a part of the documentary I started to doubt Juan a little bit. There's this little key piece of evidence that I thought, oh, fuck, maybe he is guilty.
At 10:43 at night, our defendant, by his own evidence, his own witnesses, is on the same street as our victim, dropping off his cousin, Miguel Catalán, about 100 to 150 yards away from the murder scene at the time of the murder.
So the HBO tape, in your opinion, is good only for what?
Nothing.
This is fucking bonkers. The amount of coincidences in this documentary is astounding.
Yeah,
that
good
go
and bad.
against him and go for him.
Yeah.
He is seen dropping his cousin Miguel off at 10:43, 11 minutes after the murder. That is between 100 and 150 meters away from the murder scene.
On the same street, yeah.
On the same street. Let that sink in. She's basically saying the alibi is useless. He could have easily have left the game early. He could have executed the murder, and then just dropped his cousin home. You got to remember, he's fucking 6-year-old daughter with him. So, how much of a piece of shit is this guy if he was to do that? But that's where I'm starting to think, oh God, maybe he's guilty. How are they going to be able to prove his innocence from now on?
Aye.
Oh God. So Juan has gone from being super excited, and now he's just deflated.
So the prosecution is going to contend that you could have left early and had time to go and commit that murder. And, dude, that just, like, brought me back down.
Now, Todd's got this, like, gold nugget of evidence. Okay, I can place him at the game. I can place him there at the latest I've got now is 9:15. I need to be able to prove that he was there until the very end of the game at least.
I said, I got to figure out a way to place you at Dodger Stadium even longer.
Did you buy something there? And I'm like, yes, I bought a lot of things. He goes, did you use a credit card? I'm like, no.
He's a dodgy tradie like us.
Yeah, exactly right. And you remember, this is 2003, and my wife mentioned this last night while watching it. She's like, if this was today, this never would have happened. Everywhere you go now, you're being filmed. So he would have been seen at the ice cream shop. They wouldn't have to troll through all this video.
Yeah,
it would have all
true.
been there.
Yeah.
So you can't go anywhere without being watched. But this is 23 years ago now. The way that they're able to place him there, he receives a phone call from his girlfriend, Alma. And this is pretty funny, actually, because he gets the call from Alma's friend's phone. Because what had happened was she'd been calling him, and the guy's at the baseball game, leave him alone. And she's nagging him, saying, when are you going to be home? When are you going to be home? Probably texting him. And she's like, well, fuck this. I'm going to call him from someone else's phone. And stupid Juan answers, hello? So he answers, and they were able to say, okay, well, he picked up the phone at this time. How can we prove where he was?
I knew from being involved as a commentator on the O.J. Simpson case, when he was doing his slow-speed chase, that the police were able to find out which cell towers were pinging off of a cell phone when the call was transmitted. That's how they found him.
He contacts this company called Nextel, and we meet Tasha Boggs.
Boggs?
Yeah.
The very first phone call I got from Todd was after the subpoena was released. We basically released phone records, wiretaps for, law enforcement agencies and different type of entities. And I just happened to get that case just by the luck of the draw, Just due to the nature of the case, Todd was very, very persistent. It was one of those situations where it had to go above and beyond because we had the ability to see what cell tower the actual phone calls are pinging off of. It's going to show exactly where a person is at a certain time period.
Another, I guess, a hero in the story. We've got plenty of heroes, but Tasha's a little bit of a hero in her own right. She comes to the party, and I love that the documentary tracked her down as well for this because she went above and beyond to help Todd out. Todd is very good at what he does, and he would have been very persistent, and she helped him. And they learnt that the cell tower that was coming from that phone call from Alma's friend's phone was across the street from the Dodgers stadium, and it only had a radius of 1 mile. So they could actually place one at the stadium at 10:12, which was huge for them. So this is where we go back to the courtroom and we meet Judge Leslie Dunn.
Rather than giving me a diagram of whose phone number was whose, I was listening to numbers, trying to record numbers and times, and I was really befuddled.
She's super confused. I don't know what you've got to say about her. First thing I have to say about her, she looks better now than she did 23 years ago.
Yeah, I noticed that.
She's got her hair did, she's got her makeup did. She looks like she's Benjamin Button
younger
shit.
now.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell? Because she looked like trash in 2003. she looked pretty good right now, but she's super confused. She doesn't know anything. And this cell phone tower stuff is relatively new going into the courts. It wasn't as well known as it is now. They've got these experts on the stand going about cell phone tower this and this number and all that. And she's like, what the fuck are you guys going on about?
Yeah, this is alien talk to her.
All I knew about the case was the defendant was possibly looking at a death sentence if he were ultimately convicted.
And that frightened me, like, beyond words.
Last couple of days. From my understanding of the penal code.
In a preliminary hearing, am I going to send this person onto a jury trial, or am I going to make the decision to dismiss it? I was always aware of the pressure of time.
Juan, throughout this period, is in and out of court all the time, like 10 to 15 minutes at a time, maybe once a week or so. And he's just saying, look, they're just talking all this lawyer jargon. I got no idea what's going on. And he's just sort of lost.
I would go into the court with Todd, sit down, 10, 15 minutes max, and, they would talk back and forth, and lawyer jargon and stuff I didn't know what they were talking about. Okay, see you next date, and on and it went like that.
Now, to save time, Judge Dunn actually does a bit of above and beyond sort of work here as well. Like she said, this is time sensitive. So she takes the tapes of the interrogation home with her to listen to them. And this is a bit of a contentious issue, and it was for us at home anyway, because I was watching this
was
while
a really standout point. I found this is a bit odd.
Because she takes these interrogation tapes home to really gather or not if he sounds like a guilty or innocent person.
And she says she to her kids to see if they think. I was like, I really hope these are adult children that she's got. Our story time is going to be a little bit different tonight, kids.
That's right. But my wife got really angry, and I was on Judge Dunn's side here. I'm like, yeah, go Judge Dunn. I like her. She's like, what the fuck is wrong with this woman? Why isn't she focusing on the facts and the evidence that's put in front of her? But no, she's using emotion and using an audio to try and gauge if someone is guilty or not.
Yeah, and other people's opinions as well, her kids' opinions to fry or not.
Yeah, and I hate to have my future based on the opinion of whether someone thought I sounded guilty or innocent.
I knew that I could listen to it as many times as I wanted to, which I did.
You guys are making the biggest mistake in the world. This night, you made the biggest mistake of your life. No. You guys are going to remember this. Because you guys are trying to pin somebody that had nothing to do with this.
I listened to that tape over and over and over again. I made my children listen to it. And I kept asking them, as I was really asking myself, is this the voice of a guilty man?
Juan is sent back into the courtroom, and he's been told by Todd to say, mate, when you come into the courtroom, just don't look over to the left because Martha's family's there. So this is judgment day for Juan. He's going to find out the decision that Judge Dunn has made.
I remember being anguished by this case. I couldn't get it out of my mind. And I vacillated, trying to determine how I was going to rule. Martha Puebla was at stake for me.
This man would be facing the death penalty if he hadn't, by the grace of God, gotten Dodger tickets from someone the day before and invited these people, got caught on video from that HBO show. You heard the tape of the interview with Detective Pinner.
It is clearly a one-witness ID case. However, the one witness in this case is extremely credible, has no motive to lie, and made a composite drawing with a composite artist that is strikingly similar to the defendant's appearance.
I love it. Goes back to Judge Dunn, and she goes, I have no doubt that the witness tried to be credible.
I don't have any doubt that eyewitness attempted to be credible, but he observed this murder on a darkened residential street under obviously the most traumatic of circumstances.
So the judge deliberates a little bit and sort of just figures, look, I don't think that they really have enough here. The witness isn't really that credible. It's not enough to put him into a trial, and who knows what's going to happen there.
She started talking and talking and talking. and I didn't understand one word she said. Todd's sitting to my left, and he leans over, and then he says, "It's over." And I said, "What?" And then...
So Juan's released. It's absolutely amazing. It's a miracle. Justice is served. Fuckwit Beth Silverman loses her first case. I mean, I know it's a preliminary hearing. I don't know if they count that towards. She's probably like, no, I wasn't a trial, so that doesn't count. You can imagine that ego. It's like, no, I didn't lose. So he's out in the car park. You see him embracing the family. It's such a sweet moment. The daughter runs over.
It's really emotional at that point.
There's point 3 of the documentary where I'm tearing up, okay?
We're going to get in trouble. Go get him. Oh, give your daddy a hug, Mama. Everything's over, Padre. You owe him your life.
Juan picks up Todd, big bear hug, is just thanking him, and you hear Elmer in the background going, "You owe him his life." I didn't last. I'm sorry.
You're terrible with those accents. Wait for all the hate emails that you're going to get this time.
Worth it. So yeah, this beautiful moment outside, and Juan explains how he felt.
Todd gave me one last hug and just seemed like he just rode off into the sunset like a as he should, and left me there with my family, and got into the car, and they said they were all super excited and happy as I was, and they're like, okay, what do you want? We'll buy you whatever. And I was like, all I want, honestly, is a Coke. You have no soda, no nothing in there, dude. All I wanted was a Coke. That's all.
I wanted to ask you, Chris, you're in jail for X amount of time. You come out, what's the first thing you would want?
Can't say it out loud.
Food related. Food related.
Oh, God, I don't care.
Fish tacos?
Yeah. How do you know our code word?
No, I think for me, like, KFC probably is way up there, but not only, like, if it wasn't food related, just apart from being with the family and everything, of course, but your own bed. There's nothing like your own bed.
Yeah. That's right, yeah. Even when we go on road trips, we take our own pillows. We just can't stand other ones. I'd miss my bed and the pillow big time.
That's right. It's just the creature comforts that you didn't have. And I guess Coke was that one big thing for him. And that was just the one thing he just needed so badly.
Yeah. It's all those subtle little things that you miss, like not getting raped in the showers.
Yeah. He still has soap on a rope in the shower today.
That's right, yeah. Around his neck. No, I'm not dropping you.
Back to the wall. Yeah, so look, so from here on, it jumps to it's a bit weird because all of a sudden you see you see Detective Rodriguez and Pina getting interviewed. It looks like some sort of deposition here, and it's dated July 2005. And I just love the interviewer saying to Detective Rodriguez, "Now, do you know what incriminating evidence is?"
At this point, I was like, "You admit it. Admit what you did, you prick."
So they're the ones in the hot seat now, and they're pretty much being grilled as to what they've been doing over the years as detectives, and poor practices. And we end up hearing that Pina was sacked and Rodriguez was transferred to an auto fraud detail job. So it would have been horrendous for him. And surprise, both declined to be a part of the film. Anytime you get some fucking douchebag as part of a documentary, they never want to be part of it.
Do you know what incriminating evidence is? All right. Were you asking Mr. Catalán questions to try to obtain an incriminating response?
Yes.
Did you try to trick Juan Catalán after he was arrested with a circle around his picture?
Yes, sir.
That was dishonest, right?
we find out that Juan, he won a settlement out of court for $320,000 against the city of LA and its police force. And we did the maths today at work. We're at Smoko. We're like, okay, you got 320 grand. He was in for 64 days, and we did the carry of the two. Blah, blah, blah. So he earned $5,000 a day for every day he was in jail. And I'm like, man, we need to start placing ourselves at the scene of crimes. Like, I would cop one on the chin for 64 days for $5,000 a day.
Maximum security. You're not copping it on the chin. You're copping something on the chin, the rest down below.
I'm not going to go there. So we actually get a bit of closure here. We get all of a sudden there's a press conference with United States Attorney Deborah Wong Yang.
We're going to begin the press conference with the United States Attorney Deborah Wong Yang.
The indictment alleges that several members of the gang murdered a 16-year-old girl who had witnessed the gang's wrongdoings and was cooperating with police.
And that's pretty much it. That bang, FBI done an investigation because the fucking police force were useless, clearly. And all four men took deals in federal court and they were all given life in prison with no parole. So a great result here. Like, if it wasn't for that at the end, I think there would have been that little seed of doubt with Juan. I don't know why, like, because you love him throughout, but there was every chance that maybe he could have gotten there and did what he did when he was dropping Miguel off. You know, maybe the timing wasn't quite right.
Yeah, there's all these little moments where it could have been him. There's all these little moments that worked in his favor as well.
That's right. And this is where it's just like, it capped it off for me. Yes, this guy had nothing to do with it. You know, I always felt that during that, but I just want it tied up in a little bow. I want it to be neat.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be like Murder in Monaco, where it's like, oh, was it Lily? Was it Ted? Was it the ruffian mob? Like, yeah.
You leave so unsatisfied.
Exactly. Yeah, this is nice. And this is where it gets a bit scary for me because they don't mention this in the documentary. We dug this up ourselves. Now, the detectives that were in charge of Martha's case and the ones that put fucking Juan in jail, that evidence they had with the picture of Juan and the circle around it, that was actually detectives that are the ones that circled him. And you hear that in the deposition of them, and they admitted to that wrongdoing. But the problem is that they did that with the case with Martha as well. They are the reason why Martha was murdered in the first place. They had told the suspect that Martha had circled him and picked him out when she hadn't.
Yeah, when really the cops had circled it first and then shown the photo to the witness saying, it wasn't this person.
Made her into a snitch and she was murdered for it. So absolute disgusting behavior by the police there. And well, I'm glad they got what they got. Like, they got the sack of it. I mean that doesn't feel like enough for me.
No.
You know, people are going to be held accountable. You know, just to lose your job. It's like, man, you took an oath, you did all this shit. Like, you can't be dodgy like that. You've got to work with integrity. And I mean, these detectives were awful. And at what point in their career did they start doing that, and how long were they doing that before they were busted?
How many other cases? How many other innocent people were sitting there in prison just because they wanted to tick a case off their list?
Pieces of shit, man. I hate them. But look, happy ending, like we said. We've got a bit of closure there, and we finish off the documentary with a bit of Larry David, our favorite guy.
Maybe, I don't know, every few years somebody will bring it up or something, and I'll tell the story. Maybe I'll tell it at a party how I got a guy off from murder, you know, impress a date with it. I don't know.
The final shot of the documentary, and this is a really sweet moment because we haven't seen his daughter throughout. They didn't interview her or anything. I'm not sure if she declined. But the final shot of the documentary is Juan and his daughter sitting in the exact same seats at Dodger Stadium and then panning away from him. And they are the only ones sitting in the stadium. It's such a beautiful shot.
Yeah, it's such a nice moment.
Oh, mate. And you got to remember, she was 6 years old in 2003. So I'm not great with maths. So she'd be in her late 20s. Really sweet ending to it. And I guess they pretty much finish it off there going that this is all about what ifs. Like, what if he didn't go to the game? What if this? What if that? So what were your thoughts on the documentary overall?
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was a nice short one. It was only 40 minutes, so it was a nice, easy watch. But as you just said, it was the case of the what ifs, and that's exactly what I wrote down. It was just all by pure chance that he tricked his mum with the baseball ticket so he could go. The fact that the TV show were filming that day for one, let alone in that particular spot, a particular area and in that aisle, and the fact that he was able to walk through into the shot. Because that shot, if you watch it in the episode, it's literally seconds, and then that's it. So there's all these things. It seemed like fate that was just on his side to place him there to get him out of this wrongful conviction by these two shitty cops.
Yeah.
So it was awesome documentary. I loved the case. It was a really nice one, as you said, after the whodunit case of murder in Monaco, where everything tied up really well at the end and justice was correctly served. I did find the only thing I found weird was the close-ups of the interviews with the people.
Yes.
It went from the sort of people listening to us, the close-ups of the people went from eyebrows to chin. It was fucking right in there. I'm sure some of those people in the interview were like, oh my God, I should have trimmed my nose hairs before this because I did not realize it was going to be right in my grill.
I couldn't stop looking at Alma's eyebrows.
Yeah, but actually, it was on while my daughter was walking around. And she's like, "Oh, gee, you can see every single pencil line on her eyebrows."
Yeah.
But I loved it. Awesome choice. Really, really good one.
Yeah, and probably one of my all-time favorites. I love how short it was. It wasn't too long. It's like 40 minutes. Had a great story, a great ending. One of our favorite people in Larry David in it. And I knew nothing about the documentary going in. So when I first saw this back in the day, when Larry David popped up on the screen, I think I gasped like what the hell? And I was so excited and just jaw to the floor after that point. Like, what are the odds? Like you said, fate. A lot went against him, but a lot just went for him in the end. And 6 months in jail, he got a bit of a settlement, which is great. I mean, I'm sure he would give that money back in a heartbeat to not be put away and have that horrible experience and lose that time with his daughters and his wife, his girlfriend. So, look, loved the documentary. No shitty reenactments, great interviews. They got all the important people, I thought. They even got people I didn't think were important. They still got them. So, no, fantastic documentary. Highly recommend it. Go watch it now. I think we're done for this episode. What have you got for us next week?
Well, next week, so it's my choice. This is one I saw a long, long time ago when I was just first getting into the true crime documentary. So this one's been out for a while as well. In terms of documentaries, a cinematic masterpiece. It is so well produced, so well done. It's got a lot of reenactments in it, but the reenactments are done super, super well. Best I've ever seen them done. So this one is The Imposter.
Sí, Guardia Civil, dígame. Hello. We found a kid here. He's about 14, 15 years old.
The thought of what somebody could have done to him, it gives you nightmares.
He doesn't have no IDs, no documents on it. He's very scared.
From as long as I remember, I wanted to be someone else.
We had no idea what kind of person we were getting. He had changed so much.
There was just something wrong about it.
I mean, who wouldn't see it?
I'm really looking forward to this one. I have seen it. It was many years ago, and my Snapchat memory kicks in, and I feel like I'm watching it for the first time. So looking forward to it because it looks really, really cool. But look, I think that's about it for the episode today. Look, if you guys love listening as much as we love doing this, please rate and review. It really helps us out, like Chris had mentioned at the start of the episode.
Definitely.
The word of mouth is the biggest thing, and we seem to be growing every week, and I like to think we're getting better as well. So, do all the things.
We can only do that with your help.
Yeah, exactly right. Rate, review, follow us. The reviews are a big one too, like those 5-star ratings on the Spotify, but also comments as well. Comments are great, especially on the Facebook page. We're going to come up with polls occasionally, so get involved. We want to know what you guys like and what you don't like, so get involved in that, and we'll try and make this even better than what it already is. So, mate, I think we're about done. I guess until next time, try not to murder anyone, mate.
Yeah, you too, mate. All right.
Bye. Sorry, what'd you say?
I'm going to say anything.
I heard something.
No.